Welcome back for another video. It's a Friday deadline this game week and we're back for the Gameweek 11 episode of the Experts. In this series, every week we ask hundreds of top all-time managers and content creators about their transfer plans, captaincy and more. We recently added more experts and we now have 5 who have ranked top 100 before, 80 top 1k finishes, 439 top 10k finishes and 1,550 top 100k finishes. If you'd like to improve your rank and get help winning your mini leagues, hit subscribe for top weekly content. As you know, I'm picky when it comes to partnering up with others on the channel. I need recommendations that I truly believe in. The FPL Tips Newsletter is a must-have and I've been signed up for a while myself. You get a weekly email 24 hours before every game week deadline that sums up everything you need to know that week. I'm a subscriber myself, along with about 15,000 other FPL managers who make better decisions because of these emails. Signing up literally takes 3 seconds and it's totally free. Click the link below in the description to sign up now. Starting with the manager highlight, and the top expert heading into Gameweek 11 is the one and only Sergster, still holding on to that top spot, ranked 1.3k overall after scoring 75 points in Gameweek 10. His total points now at 668. It's very close at the top though, it must be said. Carl Smith's only 2 points behind on 666 and Eric Bailey 4 behind on 664. You'd imagine the next couple of game weeks could be where the experts make up further ground from some good planning as we head into the blank in Gameweek 12. So let's look at the transfer activity among the experts. This week 41% are rolling the transfer, 52% are making 1 transfer and 7% are making 2 transfers. Of those making 2 transfers, only 2 managers are taking a -4 this week. If possible, it's definitely a sensible game week to roll if you can, as 2 transfers will be extremely powerful for the blank game week in 12. Plus many of us are now having to deal with other non-blank issues such as Nico Williams' benching last game, James going off injured in the Champions League, Fofana injured, etc. So among those making transfers, these are the most popular transfers in this game week. It's Trossard top with 19% transferring the Belgian in. Brighton faced Brentford, who have conceded 5 to Newcastle just last game week, and then in game week 12 Trossard is arguably one of the best captain picks even, home to Nottingham Forest. Webster's the second most popular transfer and Dunk's in 4th. This one's an interesting one. First of all, Webster is 0.1 mil cheaper, but if we take a look at their underlying numbers, Webster's are actually better. It's not a huge difference, but Webster has 7 goal attempts, 6 in the box, to Dunk's 4 attempts. In terms of XG, Webster's is 0.66 to Dunk's 0.33, so exactly twice as much. In reality, it's insignificant enough that Dunk could still outscore Webster, but the data nudges you Webster's way, and he saves you 0.1 mil. 2.6 million managers are now in the market for an Alexander-Arnold replacement, with the news that he's out for several weeks. Some other defenders among the most popular transfers are Trippier, Doherty, Cucurella, Kilman, Johnny and Dyer. All very reasonable picks this game week. Doherty and Cucurella perhaps a bit risky as their minutes aren't guaranteed, particularly Doherty, who only got his first start of the season in Game Week 10. That said, Emerson is still serving his suspension and instead he started in the Champions League midweek. 29% are selling Trent, followed by Nico Williams. 9% are selling Bailey and Salah. We do have some news that Bailey is back and available for the Chelsea game. However, if you are downgrading Trent, then there's a really nice combination of moves to make there, such as Trent to Webster, Dunk or Trippier, and then a player like Bailey up to a Zaha, Maddison or Bowen type player. Diaz was another player injured in Game Week 10 and not expected back until after the World Cup. Soufal also among the most sold, and understandable as he seems to have lost his spot. De Bruyne has been sold by a few managers. He actually has a very good record against Liverpool, returning in all of his last 4 games against them. Interestingly, in every league match Pep has ever managed against Liverpool, De Bruyne has played the full 90 as well. A quick glimpse at the chip usage. 88% have used the wildcard and 12% have it left. If you too have your wildcard left still, then Game Week 13 looks like the best time to use it, as you can sell your Arsenal and City assets in Game Week 12, and then buy 3 players from each team back as long as it doesn't hurt your team value too much. The final stretch after the blank consists of 4 game weeks and then we stop for 6 weeks for the World Cup. Onto the expert captaincy, and last game week we had 100% consensus among the experts who all went for Haaland captain, but that's not the case this week. Nonetheless, Haaland dominates the captaincy with 91% of them sticking with him. 9% have moved the captaincy elsewhere since last week. He was an unused substitute in the Champions League, and when asked whether Haaland is fit for Game Week 11, Pep said, "He is tired and he has some muscle disorders, we'll have to wait and see." So it's something to keep an eye out for just in case there's anything in that. Though we may not get much news before the deadline, with the fixture being the very last of Game Week 11 on Sunday. Realistically, it could just be a sprinkle of mind games from Pep too. It's Kane in second with 6% of the experts going for him. Kane hasn't blanked since Game Week 1, and over that run he has 8 goals and 2 assists. They're home to Everton in Gameweek 11, so it's definitely an opportunity to bet elsewhere if you're willing to accept the risk. Likewise, 2% have opted for Son, and one manager, Saeed, has gone for Martinelli captain. He finished 5k last season and 14k the season before. It's some shout, you have to say, and best of luck to our experts with the captaincy in Gameweek 11. So we're on to the expert team reveal. This team is comprised of the players most highly owned among the experts, within budget if possible. The team is as follows. In goal it's Pope. Realistically some may start Ward though, but you wouldn't particularly trust either to keep a clean sheet this week. The back three is Cancelo, Trippier and James. From what we know, it sounds like James is very likely out for Gameweek 11 unfortunately, and if that is the case, then the experts team has Guehi as an option off the bench. The experts team midfield 4 is De Bruyne, Martinelli, Maddison and Zaha. Zaha's ownership has shot up since last game week and he's now 70% owned by the experts while just 20% overall. And Maddison has an even bigger difference, 87% owned by the experts and 19% overall. It's a front three of Mitrovic, Haaland and Tony. A couple of question marks in the team this week, which many of us are affected by too, namely James and Mitrovic. If Nico Williams doesn't get back into the starting 11 in Gameweek 12, he'll also become an issue, where many of us will struggle to field 11 in Gameweek 12. It's going to be an interesting one to see how the experts plan to navigate Gameweek 12 in the next episode. It's a very short turnaround for Gameweek 12 with a Tuesday deadline, so the next episode will actually be as soon as Monday. So make sure you subscribe to the channel for expert insight every game week to help improve your rank. As always, we ask the experts to offer their insight for the game week ahead. There's always snippets of valuable information here. Sahib says, with the blank game week near him, it makes sense to roll the transfer if you can field a decent team and maintain flexibility in tweaking the team next week, when most FPL teams would require surgery to have a strong starting 11. Holly Shand agrees. She says 2 free transfers for blank game week 12 will be really valuable, so roll the transfer this week if you're able to, and hold those Man City players ahead of the Liverpool game. FPL Norm says, I still think Salah's by far the best captain option in Gameweek 12, and managers should think twice about selling him before Nottingham Forest and Leeds. Amanpal is less sure, and he says, I'm sick of Liverpool stinking out my team. I will give it some further thought, but Trent's definitely coming out, and the same may happen to Salah. FPL Kaki says, even if James's injury is minor, being out for just 7 days would mean missing Gameweek 11 and the all-important Gameweek 12, so he's an easy sell for me. FPL News says, tough spot for Mitrovic owners. Personally, I'm looking at using Andreas if Mitrovic is not fit and bringing in Darwin, Firmino or Jota for Gameweek 12. I'm a bit sceptical on the medium term expected minutes with a midweek game week for players such as Wilson, Welbeck, Edouard and Daka. I think Kane would be ideal if possible to get there without multiple hits. Marco says, after Salah's record-breaking Champions League hat-trick, I'll be keeping a close eye on where Klopp plays him against City. Regardless of his output in this match, if he's more central and more involved in the attacking play, he'll be back on the menu for Gameweek 12. Christian says, tough captain choice this game week. For me, I think Kane edges it and I have a feeling he will score a brace against Everton. And lastly, Austin says, not much to do this week. Captain that big Norwegian bloke and get ready for Gameweek 12 with a boring bench transfer, although Dunk might be auto subbed in if James isn't fit in time. That wraps up the experts for Gameweek 11. If you found it useful, please like the video and subscribe for weekly content to help improve your rank and beat your mates. There's more Gameweek 11 content on screen. If you haven't watched either, go watch those next. See you soon for the next one.